Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You and I rocking out with Iron Man, F.E. You get the general's point of view on top of Roger's rants. Whenever tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the Champ and The Tramp, let the bomb blast.
Welcome, everybody, back to Champ and the Tramp. Me and the answer, Mr. Franky Egger. We have been missing one of the most integral parts of the show for, God, it got to be going on 2 months now. 2 months, yeah. Mr. Big Perm, so we thought we'd have him sit on the couch.
Glue, Grom.
Yeah, Lou the glue that holds the show together.
Shit was falling apart.
Shit was falling apart.
What's up, everyone?
Our edits will be getting better, and something that we should also let you know, we are going to make every effort to put out 2 podcasts a week. And our normal drop day was always Tuesday. It will now switch to Wednesday, and I'm not sure exactly what day the second podcast. I think it's going to depend on a couple factors where it's going to fall in the lineup for the week. We're going to try to do some maybe possibly live stuff with UFC fights and some pre-recording before UFC fights, because in the past we've talked about fights and it hasn't dropped until the fight actually aired, and nobody wants to listen to that after they've already seen the fight. So we're going to be doing the moral of the story is 2 podcasts a week, guys, so you're going to get another one for you.
Short story long.
Yeah,
short story long. We're doing 2 podcasts a week.
There you go. That's what I meant to say. Short story long.
There you go.
All right, buddy. Let's rock and roll. What are we talking about today?
Let's do it. Hey, well, since we are on the fights, let's talk about this. What card is this? This is a pay-per-view card, right?
Mm-hmm. Wait, was the last one 249?
So this is 250?
I don't know. That's got to be a big one if it's 250.
I believe it is.
I thought the last one was 249.
No, I guess it's just a fight night.
Oh,
okay. It's just a fight night. But, all right.
Woodley, right? The Woodley Burns.
This is Woodley Burns.
Yeah.
You want to go backwards or upwards?
Honestly, there's a lot of people on that card that I'm not that familiar with.
I know, but we'll just pick. Let's just go by the way they look.
Okay.
Or their names.
By the way they look?
Yeah.
Well, you're fucked then.
Well, this is true. All right, I know this person. It's Caitlin Chukagang.
Yes.
Versus Antonina.
Well,
Savchenko.
Caitlin, yeah, had a big fight her last time. Actually, her first ever title shot, right?
Yes.
And now she's fighting Valentina's sister, correct?
Her sister, yeah. So, obviously I'm riding with Caitlin. She's been looking good in the gym. I know she wants to get this one back. I think, Antonina is not Valentina. You know what I mean?
Say, she should win this one.
Yeah. But, never know what happens. But I do. I'm going to go with Caitlin on that one. She's definitely looking good.
Two strikers, right?
Yeah, 2 strikers. They're kind of similar build, too, long and lanky. Yeah. But I think Caitlin's pace is just really, really, really good. Here's this one. This is a catchweight fight. I guess I don't know what it is, but Spike Carlisle and Billy Quarantillo.
Quarantine.
He's Billy. That's his nickname.
That's what I'm going with.
Billy the Quarantillo. Spike Carlisle, ginger, bro. Those gingers bring the heat.
Yeah, they do. They're angry at the world. I'm picking the ginger.
Yeah,
They're fucking pissed.
So
They're pissed from birth.
I think so too. He looks like he got a man bun too. I don't know.
You're a little bit of a ginger yourself. You bring.
I got some ginger in the beard.
You got a little ginger.
I do in the beard. Not the beard down low though. That's all. That's all brown.
God.
All right, Jamal. Right? Is that how you say it?
Jamal.
Isn't it just Jamal?
It's just Jamal.
It's Jamahal.
Yeah, Jamal, bud.
It's just Jamal.
What?
Jamal. Yeah.
Why didn't you just put Jamal? Jamal. Jamal. That sounds like it, right? No? With the H is silent?
Apparently.
Okay. Jamal.
You can say hello in 12 different languages, but you can't pronounce Jamal.
What do you mean? That's what you get at a Jamahal?
I'm pretty sure.
Jamal Hall.
I'm pretty
sure.
All
right, and Clinton.
Just call him Mr. Hall.
Clinton. Where is it?
Told you I never heard of half these guys.
Clinton and Brow. I commentated one of his fights when he fought in Brave down in Brazil.
Oh really?
He's a heavy puncher, man. Brings it, heavy hands. I don't really know Jamal at all. He's 1-0. 1-0. How the fuck is he 1-0?
And how does he get a UFC fight with that record?
I don't know. Maybe he came from the Contender.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's wild. He's fucking 1-0.
Lou, check that out for us.
Yeah.
What? The last fight was in 1901. That's what it says. The last fight, both of them. His last fight was 12-2, 1901. This other guy was 12-1, 1901.
There you go.
They've been at it for a minute.
Yeah. Abe
All right.
Lincoln could kick everybody's ass.
You know Abe Lincoln wrestled.
Did he? He was
Yeah.
a long, tall, lanky fucker. You would think
Yeah.
he'd be a boxer.
Oh, he wrestled. He was supposedly pretty good too.
Really?
Yeah. All right. Tim Elliott
Yeah, I know Tim
and
Elliott.
Brandon Royval.
Only because I know the name Tim Elliott, I'm going with Tim Elliott.
Yeah, I would go with him too. Brandon Royval says he's 0-0. It makes no sense. There's no way. These guys can't be 1-0 and 0-0.
Yeah, what are these stats? Are they
Nah, I
having-
just can't. They just got to be like new guys, maybe. There's no way he's 0-0. Unless that's a UFC. He's 0-0 in the UFC. Nah, because that guy's 16-10. All right, you got Smolka and Kenny.
It says his pro MMA record is 7-0.
Who? Brandon Royval?
Jamal.
Oh, Jamal Hall. He's what, 7-0 you said?
7-0.
Damn.
Last fight, January 25th, 2020 in UFC.
Okay. All right, so yeah.
Lou bringing in the knowledge.
So this is what we needed. That's what we needed in our life.
Who was the next fight?
Louis Smolka, Casey Kenny, bantamweight fight. Smolka 16-6. I've seen him before. Kenny's 9-2. He fought Marab in 1901. Oh,
I turned
man.
21 that year.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. You good thing you didn't drive your horse that day, right? Horseback.
Daniel Rodriguez doesn't even. He's just got an
Silhouette, yeah,
emoji for opponent. He doesn't even have anybody.
An emoji,
A silhouette.
Silhouette.
a little smiley face emoji. Casey Kenny or Smolka? You're jumping around the card here.
Sorry, bud. Keep going. Sorry, bud. Sorry.
Smolka or Kenny?
I don't know either one of
We're
them.
going Smolka. Yeah, we couldn't do this, man. Wow. Chris Gutierrez.
This would not be-
I feel like I've seen this guy Gutierrez and Vince Morales. Two Spanish folks. They're gonna bring it, I'm sure. Both their fights, in 1901. This app must not be updated.
Now
I don't
we're
know.
going to the main card
Yeah,
now?
let's go to the main card here.
All right, that's what I was on. Sorry, buddy.
All right. Mackenzie Dern versus Hannah Cyphers.
Listen, I've always been impressed with Dern. I've always thought she looked really good. She just had a baby, so we'll see how.
This is her first. Is this her first fight back
I
from the
think her
baby?
second. I think.
Really?
I believe it's her second.
Yeah,
fight,
you might.
but-
I think you're right. I
was not
I mean, I guess she had birth in 1901 because that was her last fight.
I wasn't impressed with. I think it was her last fight.
Nah.
I don't know if it was pre-baby or post-baby, but she missed weight by a ton, bro.
Yeah, she misses weight quite a bit. I thought she made her last weight. I wonder now, like, do you think she's gonna have a hard time making weight during this? I mean, shit ain't
Yeah,
easier.
right.
So you imagine she's probably gonna struggle.
Well, she got some. Ginormous,
It's in Vegas.
She got some ginormous boobs and a ginormous butt.
She got a donkey, definitely a donkey. Not mad at it.
No, I'm not hating.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mackenzie. Her jiu-jitsu is legit.
Yep,
Super
I agree.
legit.
And she can strike when she needs to, so I'm picking Mackenzie.
Roosevelt Roberts and Brock
I'm
Weaver.
all about Brock Weaver, man.
Yeah.
I saw this guy's last fight. He impressed me so fucking much, bro. He's Choctaw Indian and brings it. Said he grew up fighting. He said he was the like the little guy in the group everybody picked on. He used to get his ass kicked by everybody, and then he just started fighting back. And he said it just made him so tough. And
Kind of like your story,
kind of, yeah.
but I mean, except the end part.
right, yeah, never got tough. Yeah.
No, but look at this, dude. I'm looking at their fucking the Brock Weaver's 6 foot. The other guy's 6'2". This guy Roberts is pretty good too, man.
I'm picking Weaver just because he has no quit in him, man. You got to kill him. You literally got to kill that guy.
Like lasting the Mohicans and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
This fight got scrapped, I think. Kevin Holland versus Daniel Rodriguez. That's why I'm looking at the old one. They must have got someone for him. Who do they have for him?
No.
Nobody. Oh yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah. So that's scrap, or at least they're gonna try to get someone to replace it. Blagoy Ivanov.
I think I've seen like one of his fights.
Yeah, no, he's Ali's guy.
I don't think I've seen any of the other guys fight.
Yeah, Augusto Sakai.
I'm going with Bilibagov.
Yeah, Blagovi.
Because
Blagoy.
and the big fight. Who are you picking on that one? Burns has looked really good his last couple fights. I've seen him, but I just think Tyron Woodley's the OG, and if he gets back to his old ways, and lets those hands go, I think he takes out Burns. But Burns is a knockout artist too, so
I think this is Burns' toughest fight for sure.
Yep.
He looked great in his last fight against Maya. He clipped Maya. But Burns is a really good jiu-jitsu guy. Do I think he could take down Woodley though? That's gonna be tough.
Right.
Could he crack Woodley? I definitely think he could. I think he's be who has the best pace.
Yeah.
Because I think Gilbert's gonna come after him, looking for takedowns, looking for big punches. Can he not get hit with a good one coming in?
So, 2 fights Woodley had where I didn't think he looked right. Obviously against Usman, he just never seemed to turn it on. And then he took a lot of crap when he fought Damian Maia. Took an incredible amount of shit because he didn't really engage. It was a boring sort of fight. But I think if he gets back, that's why I sound so shitty. I look at you. I got to start talking in this mic. If he gets back to his old school ways of just throwing hands and hanging it out there, I pick Woodley all day on that fight.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like this guy's surging. I mean, I'm buddies with both of them, but I feel like Gilbert, right? Burns. He's surging right now, man. He's really hot. He's a young dude, and I don't know. Woodley's kind of in a lot of different places now. He does his rap career. You see that song?
I can't.
You see him rapping?
It was horrible.
What was he singing? Falling in and out of love, falling in and out of love.
It was
with
horrible,
you.
dude. It was horrible.
Hey, I think
you ain't gonna say it. 'Cause you got to see him. I'll never see him.
No, I'm saying I could never have the balls to do it. So I can't
actually
hate him for trying.
I actually sat right next to him at a fight one time. Nice guy.
No, I'm cool with Woodley. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm gonna. I don't know. We'll see. I'll say Burns because you're saying Woodley, but
okay.
What, you want to bet something?
No,
I don't want to bet nothing. You still got to.
I still got to do the nails.
You want a tongue ring? You want a tongue ring?
No. Well, so we've talked about that. I'm definitely picking Woodley on that. Let's talk about you. You got a fight coming up.
I had a tongue ring actually when I was a kid.
You did?
I tried it. I had it for a little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't picture that, man.
It was the thing. Girl told me, "Oh my God, you should get it." So I got it. I had it for like 2 weeks.
Your father would have kicked the shit out of you. My father would have kicked the shit out of me.
I had it for like 2 weeks, and dude, it was miserable because it's the middle of summer when I can eat whenever I want, and I couldn't eat, because because my tongue was killing me. It finally started doing good. I remember being in Club Abyss, and hammered in Club Abyss, and the thing kept falling out.
Yeah.
Like thing. I'm like, dude. So I had somebody was helping me put it in, and it's like drunk. I'm home. I'm on my way home. I'm keep pushing it with my tongue. I'm like, dude, I can't get this thing in. I took it out, and by the morning it was gone. So I had I literally fucking suffered for 2 weeks from
pretty much. So I'm gonna take an incredible amount of shit from this from Franky, but I had a nipple ring when I was about.
Why am I not surprised? Not even the slightest.
Bro, like a tongue ring is any better?
No, you're right.
Like a tongue ring is any better?
You're right.
But there's a little bit of a story with
I was 15.
At least
I was 15.
At least there's a story. Oh, I was 42.
Oh, exactly. Nah. How old were you?
At least there's a little bit of a story with mine. So, and actually a UFC guy did it too. So I used to go to Laconia, when I lived in Maine, I used to go to Laconia, New Hampshire every year for Bike Week. I did it like 5 or 6 years in a row, and a big group of us went. We rode bikes down from Maine. It was like 6 or 7 of us. Well, Tim Silva used to go every year with us, the Maniac. Obviously you know who Tim is. And we went to this club, and I'm almost positive the name of the club was called Coliseum, right? I think we took a taxi there because we were all hammered. We couldn't drive motorcycles, if I remember right. We took taxis, and we go to this club called the Coliseum. It was still, to this day, one of the coolest clubs I've ever been in. It was like 4 or 5 clubs inside of one building. One was like live band, one was like hip-hop music, one was like a comedy club. Anyway, as we're walking from one club to the other, in the hallway, a dude set up with a piercing shop, and we're all fucked up. We're all on vacation. We're all at Bike Week, Laconia Bike Week.
Is in Maine? Laconia?
No, this is
Maine?
New Hampshire.
Oh,
New Hampshire, yeah. Wares Beach, Lake Winnipesaukee, right on Lake Winnipesaukee. But anyway, and this is back. I'm probably like 21 years old. Okay. And Tim's a little bit older than me. My buddy TJ, a whole bunch of us, shitload of us, and we're walking by this stand. And somebody's like, yo, we should all get a fucking piercing, right? So I come from like a family kind of like yours, very like, my dad's like a straight edge, straight shooter type of guy. Nobody's got any tattoos in my family or anything. So I'm like, fuck. But I was always a little rebellious. And this is fucking 23, 24 years ago, whatever it was. So, and piercings were just kind of becoming a thing. So I'm like, I'll do it. If everybody else is doing it, I'll do it. So a couple guys got their ears pierced. They like took the pussy way out, right? They got their ears pierced. Tim Sylvia was like all about it. He's like, dude, I'll get my nipple pierced. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do what he's doing. So Tim and I both got our nipples pierced. One guy did his tongue, or 2 guys did their tongue. Same exact thing happened to you, but we were on the hotel balcony the next day, and it fell off and went all the way down to the parking lot, and we couldn't find it. So he was screwed. But yeah, I wore it for maybe 6 months and took it out.
Wow.
Yep.
That's funny.
Yep. So I had a nipple ring.
Nipple ring. Did it hurt?
No, didn't. We were also shit faced, man.
Yeah.
Nobody knew anything, but yeah.
The tongue ring hurt. Fuck.
Oh, I believe it,
I
man.
heard pretty
I
good.
totally believe that would hurt.
I don't know what the hell I was thinking.
Mm.
How about a Prince Albert? You know one of them?
No, it's not my style, man.
What do they pierce?
I think it goes through your pee hole and out the bottom.
Oh,
Yeah,
what?
I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, not for me.
I'm pretty sure.
Let me look that up.
It's not. It wouldn't be my thing. Not at all, man.
No.
I think like I did it. You do it for
How long
attention.
did you keep the nipple
Like
ring in?
6 months, maybe something like that.
Was it annoying? Like,
No, at the time I thought I was cool. You know what I mean? Like I was 21. You know, I'm 44 now, so that's a long time ago. And that was kind of when piercings were coming on the scene. Tattoo shops kind of started, parlaying with piercings.
Yeah.
Same place. It was about that time. So I thought I was cool for about 6 months. And I was like,
you had your ears pierced and all that stuff though too, right?
I pierced my ears myself on my 8th grade class trip. I took some girl's earring and shoved it through both my earlobes. Pierced, blood was everywhere. Yeah. So I was a bit of a degenerate that thought I was cool.
Who
I had
does
my ears.
that?
That was the thing.
Yeah, through the people, right?
Wow,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Jeez.
He shows us a
wow.
cartoon.
How the
thank
fuck
you.
your peas? Your peas got to be like.
I don't know, bro. I don't know.
That's
You
crazy.
should do that for your USADA guy.
For real.
He'd be so happy with you.
Put a little ruby on it.
When you guys made eye contact, he'd be winking at you like, "Thanks, Frank. Thank you."
A little
Frank.
glimmer in his eye. So, did you see Karen in the park?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, what a psychopath. Again, I always say this, and you're going to rip me for it, I know, but I always like to see the before and after, but that girl, I don't care how much before you see, she's a fucking asshole. She's a fucking asshole that totally
Bro, the way she
deserved to lose her
threatened
job.
the guy even before she called.
Yeah.
I'm going to call and say a African-American man is threatening me. Like, bro, what?
Yep.
I don't know.
Totally deserved. Well, first of all, she deserves to be completely. And there's nothing worse than the public coming down on you. She's going to get just berated everywhere she goes.
They have her name out already, and
everywhere she goes, she's going to get berated.
She's been fired already.
Yeah, she got fired.
And she got fired. So she got what she deserved. She got what she deserved. She's an asshole.
What is it? What is it with these people?
I don't know,
I
man.
think this always been like this. It's just now we catch it on camera all the time.
Social media profiling is just so easy now.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. On both sides of the spectrum, though. It's not always just one sided, but
Well,
yeah.
What do you mean?
Any profiling? That's what I'm
It
saying.
doesn't matter what race you are, you get it on both sides.
Oh yeah. But I mean, well, profiling, yeah. But I'm just saying, like, just fucking crazy people out there, regardless.
The poor dog.
That dog was getting yoked up.
Choking the shit out of that dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess someone said it was a rescue dog.
Someone should rescue it from her.
Yeah. But now her life, I mean, really, her life is going to be fucked, right? Somewhat.
It's gonna be fucked for the next year.
You lose your job.
Yep.
Now you got to get another job.
Yep.
She's all over the news.
Rogers, it's just because you're so confident. It's a year. She's gonna be fucked for about a year. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh,
Roger's in the what is that like?
Well, I lived through a little
He's
I
in
lived
that
through a little shit.
liability firm, like type
Yeah.
stuff. You know how to weigh it, right?
No,
You've been there. You've been there.
Some shit happened to me too, but
You've been in the public eye,
yeah.
in distress of the public eye.
Yep. So she's gonna have to do some serious figuring her life out the next year. But what's worse than that's on the internet is the Minneapolis cops.
Oh, dude.
You see that?
Yeah. And they said, "Oh, the cops got fired." Bro, that's not enough, man. To me,
Yeah.
they need they need some criminal charges. I think.
First of all,
know?
if he truly is deceased, which I think is widely reported now, I believe that he is. I'm not sure of that. Absolutely, yeah, they deserve criminal charges for sure. Yeah.
Especially especially the guy with the knee on his thing.
Yeah.
Like you're
He's an
feeling
older
this guy.
too,
You're
man.
feeling, yeah, dude. And he's saying, "I'm choking. I can't breathe. I can't breathe." Like, listen,
I heard the guy say something to the effect of, "Yeah, you weren't saying that for the last 10 minutes you were fighting us, though," or something along those lines. But it doesn't matter. Once you got the guy down.
the guy's unconscious.
Right,
How about after? You don't feel comfortable? He's unconscious. Okay, now get off him.
Right, but I'm not 100%. Is it 100% confirmed? Absolutely that he is dead.
I didn't see the
last
death
thing that I
certificate. I didn't
saw-
see the death certificate. And
Fucking idiot. You fucking idiot. You saw though it's being reported that he is dead.
That's what
'Cause I saw. The last thing that I saw on Instagram, I guess it was, said we don't know the outcome of this, but it's being reported that this man could possibly be dead.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he died.
He looked like he was
George Floyd.
Yeah.
He's dead.
Yes.
Is
There
that
you go.
definitely his name?
Sure.
This guy doesn't believe fucking nothing.
No,
he's not dead. Is that his name?
No, I'm saying, is he watching the right video? Because Lou wasn't here when we were talking about it.
Yes, he's dead.
It-
George Floyd. Yeah.
Yeah, then they deserve some serious.
And yeah, man, you'd think like one, like I mean, say three of us, right, or four, yeah, three of us, we're cops, right?
Yep.
We get into a situation, you might be hot headed, and you're fucking. It's up to us to be like, oh wait, hey,
Right,
we got it, we're good.
right.
You know what I mean? No one did that.
I know.
Yeah. It's just,
Well, I only in the video that I saw, which was maybe a minute long, I saw one other cop, which was basically doing crowd control, who absolutely should have intervened, no question. But I believe I saw a paramedic walk up and put his
While the guy had his fucking knee on it.
But that paramedic, who's supposed to be saving lives, did nothing.
No.
He didn't even say to the cop, "Yo, get your knee." You know, this guy doesn't have a pulse.
Right.
So when I saw that hand come in and check for the pulse, and he stepped away, I thought the guy was still alive because I'm like, this is a paramedic. He just checked for a pulse. If the guy was dead or, stopped breathing, he would obviously intervene. He's there to save lives, and that's why I thought maybe he wasn't actually dead.
Yeah. Well, we got confirmation.
That's insane, man. They deserve total. It's happening with more and more frequency. It almost seems like, or it's being more and more reported.
Yeah,
because
is it because of there's cameras everywhere
We
now?
just talked about the last podcast, the father and son, the retired cop who shot the.
I wonder what happened to that. Well, that's going to go to court.
That's going to go to court for sure. Yeah, it's too early to.
But they got
to
arrested
say,
though.
Yeah, but those cops should be wearing body cams, and we spoke about this.
You wonder,
briefly.
were they? I don't know.
They usually are. Most cops are wearing body cams now, but we spoke about this briefly before. I said I always want to see the before and after, but in that case, it almost doesn't matter what the before was.
Like,
even if he
like-
had a gun, and they disarmed him, they're clearly in control of him. He's clearly on the ground. They have a knee on the back of his neck. I mean, he could have been total belligerent, total asshole, fighting the cops or whatever. But now you're in control of his life.
Yeah,
And
at that point,
I'm pretty sure
yeah.
he was handcuffed.
Right.
So now his life is literally in your hands, and you took his life from him. They should be criminally charged.
But it's fucked. You said it before. Like it just gives. It's such a. It just gets a bad name. You know what I mean?
Sets us back a long way.
Sets us back. That's exactly what you said. Sets us back.
Yep.
Police back. Just, you know what I mean?
Right,
It does, dude.
Yeah,
It's just crazy.
it does. No question.
And you see people like saying, "Oh, I've seen people comparing the Kaepernick, saying, this is why we kneel. Kneeling because he kneeled. You know what I mean? And like, yo, we act like America cares about this, but not this. Like, no, I think a lot of people care about that. About this guy getting killed. I mean,
So
from what I've seen,
I totally
most
do.
people think these cops are in the wrong. I heard what?
No, now public outcry is everything.
Yeah, but okay, but why does it take? That's what I'm saying. Why? Just like the Ahmad case. Why does it take public outcry for something to happen?
Work out that
I don't
way.
know. I'm asking.
But it
you.
doesn't
I'm asking
always.
you.
I'll give you two examples where it didn't work out that way. O.J. Simpson, who lost his civil, case.
You heard OJ. You heard OJ.
Yeah, if glove don't fit, you must quit.
No, he said, "I'm not black. I'm OJ."
No, I'm not saying. I'm not. No, I'm not even saying this has anything to do with race. I'm just saying it was a public outcry in a case, huge public outcry to prosecute him, and he got off. Another one who has nothing to do with anybody dying, but obviously it was a huge scam pulled on the American public. Was the actor who did who pulled the scam where he was lynched? He was in Chicago where. He said, this is MAGA country, and what was his name?
Jasir.
Huge, Jesse Smollett.
Smollett.
Jesse Smollett, yeah. Small gay, did you say?
No, I don't know.
But huge public outcry to prosecute him. He never got prosecuted. So it's not, public outcry doesn't always work.
Bro, but that's like that was a victimless crime. You know what I mean?
No, but I gave you a couple examples. OJ was not a victimless crime.
Yeah, but I mean, they persecuted him or prosecuted him. It's not like they didn't prosecute him. They still prosecuted his ass.
Yeah.
But without public outcry.
What do you mean without public outcry?
You said public outcry made him get prosecuted.
No, I said public outcry.
Wanted him to be guilty. But half the people didn't want him to be guilty too.
Really? You think so?
I think there was definitely a divide.
Yeah, maybe.
Wasn't when did no?
Most people thought OJ was guilty.
What year was that? Do you remember?
I don't remember.
No.
I was still in Maine, so that was probably.
I was in 8th grade.
That was probably.
Or no, I was in 6th grade. I was in 6th grade.
So in the
93.
I was going to say I graduated in 93, so
The O.J. Simpson murder case was January 25th, 95 to October 95.
Okay, 95.
Yeah, so 95. So bad with names. Who was the guy that shot the young man? He was the neighborhood watch guy, and he shot the guy. I mean, he can't go anywhere.
With the hood, the guy with the
Yeah,
hood.
the hoodie.
But that guy's an asshole.
Trayvon Martin.
Yeah, that guy's an asshole.
He is an
He's
asshole.
been in so many fucking things.
He is an asshole, but he didn't get prosecuted,
No, well-
and he's going to get killed somewhere. You know what I mean? This guy.
But he had like a
if
couple incidents after that.
No, he had a number of incidents. But I'm saying this cop, if he doesn't get prosecuted, everybody thinks he's guilty. So he's going to die if he's on walking the streets. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I guess.
But I don't see how it could be any other way than him getting prosecuted and doing time.
Like he would have to, right? I mean,
would think.
maybe the other guys would even have to get some like accomplice or some shit. Like they didn't do anything, man. This is fucking nuts. Like a cop's job is to protect and serve, right? Isn't that what they say on their cop cars?
Yeah.
You know, it just sucks because, like you said, it takes us back. And dude, not every cop's a jerk off. You know what I mean? So it just gives bad.
I don't believe that the majority of our cops
I
are
agree.
jerk-offs.
We know a lot of them. You know what I mean? So it's tough to say that. But then they get this, bad stain by someone like this.
Yep.
I think the point is the lack of humanity.
I agree.
Yeah,
You know, where is it?
Right.
Especially with them.
And especially in the times right now, like, dude, just with everything's going on, like, everybody's stressed out, everybody's worried about what's gonna happen. People's businesses aren't open. People are scared they're gonna get sick, and then they, you got to deal with this shit too.
Yeah. No, I agree. Totally agree.
It's just, it's almost, it's like depressing here seeing the news lately. I mean, the news is never good, right? Really?
Where do you get? I've asked you this before, though. Where do you get most of your news from? I think most of yours comes from where a lot of mine comes from, social media.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you get snippets. It's always snippets. Of,
Yeah, well, unless you dive in, which I mean, I never do because it aggravates me. Like I said, it's almost better just to be like, let me just do my own shit, man, and not worry about everything else.
Yeah.
If we didn't have social media, I really wouldn't know what was going on in the world.
Yeah.
Because I don't watch the fucking news at home at night.
I've seen a lot of memes lately that say if we turned off if we unplugged essentially from society, 90% of the world's problems would go away. If you could unplug from the news, social media, like, the COVID-19 hype and I'm not saying it's hype, but I'm saying the overhype rather. I mean, clearly people are dying, but if you just unplugged from all that and didn't watch and everybody did it, 90% of the world's problems would be solved.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about quite 90, but a lot of the drama and a lot of
the over sensationalizing of stuff.
Yeah.
Real percentages. Would you run? Would you be scared? Would you hide as you did? Not hide, that's not a good word, but would you be so protective of your family in the first 2-3 weeks of the COVID-19 outbreak as you were if you weren't watching the news?
Yeah, no.
If you knew the actual numbers, less than 1% death rate.
But no, not even that. You just think about it. The people around you. Anybody around me, the people around me, like a couple people got sick and they were okay.
Right.
So yeah, I probably wouldn't bug out.
Right.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but we do it to ourselves, kind of like a car wreck. You can't turn away. You can't look away. Gotta look. Lou, totally off subject. Real quick, man. Your little girl Bailey, your youngest, how old?
3.
4?
3.
Oh, 3. She broke her leg over the weekend, correct?
She did.
On a trampoline. How's she doing?
It was much worse than I thought it would be. She's amazingly fine. Kids are resilient.
Wait, much worse or better than you thought it would be?
What did I say?
You said much worse than I thought it would be.
Did he?
No, it's much better. Well, it's my bad. It's much better than I thought it would be. I thought it would be worse than it was. I thought she'd be like in pain and agony that she's got this giant cast on her leg and but she's crawling around, happy. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Is anybody else? Because I know your kids, well, your whole family, Lou's. I'm going to call it his wife, even though they're not married. Comes from a huge family, all girls, tons of children, tons of cousins. They live in this trampoline. So change your perspective on trampolines, man, because it's like the number one place for kids to get hurt is trampolines.
I do not want anyone to think that it was the trampoline's fault. It wasn't. It was 2 kids in a trampoline, and one fell on the other one, and that was it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if the trampoline is, like I said, we've had it in our family forever. I mean, I can't blame the trampoline. Even though Bailey wants me to cut it up and throw it away.
Clean break?
Yeah. One clean break, and then the backbone, like, bent. Believe it or not, bent.
Wow.
Weird, yeah.
So what, that'll heal just...
Yeah, the doctor said, actually, if we didn't do anything to it at all, if we lived off the grid and just wrapped it up, it would have eventually healed all by itself. Didn't affect the growth plate. Didn't affect anything.
They say kids,
it's amazing.
When they're that young and they get a break, in 2 years, you X-ray them, you won't even be able to tell.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
So I saw, reminds me of seeing Lou in his worst ever. This guy, his worst injuries ever have been with me. He's literally never broken a bone in his life ever. Never really had any crazy, injury. But we went for a motorcycle ride one time. Me, him, and like 5 other guys. We were going to Centralia, PA. A lot of people might know where that is. It's like a haunted town. Actually, they covered that whole road over with dirt. Did you see that?
Yep.
So many people were going to this place to check it out during COVID-19. It's like a haunted, not haunted. It's an old homestead built in the, I guess, late 1800s, early 1900s. It was a coal mining town.
And they kept it.
They mined coal, and then the coal, I guess, basically dried up. So
like a ghost town.
A lot of people left, and then they started throwing garbage down some of these coal spouts, and it caught on fire. So then the ground is still burning underground. The coal is still burning. So it's got these chutes where smoke is still coming out today, right?
Wow.
So anyway,
Cool.
the town basically was up and running until I think it was like the late 80s. And I think when we were going to go out there, there was like 11 people that still lived in that town. And the government was giving them like eminent domain. Like as soon as like the last family member died, it would be, so there is no town there now, but they made a movie out of it. What was it? Silent Hill. The movie was called Silent Hill. So anyway, long story short, like 6 of us took a bike ride out there. We wanted to check it out. We heard there was this haunted town, and so we're headed out there. It was really cold. It was like October, right?
It was miserable.
It was
October
miserable.
14th.
It was freezing, and we're cruising out there, and we're hauling ass. And there was 2 of us way up in the front, and then the rest of the pack was a couple miles behind. And we were in Pennsylvania. We were about to get off our exit, and I wanted to get gas because I didn't know on these side roads if there'd be gas. So basically on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, there's an off-ramp, and then it goes up and over all like 6 lanes of traffic to the other side where the gas station is. Well, I got off, and I went up, around, and made a left, and I was freezing, and I knew everybody else was freezing, and it was Scott that was behind me, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Scott was behind me. And Scott came up to the top of the hill, and we looked back, and we didn't see any bikes coming. So he drove all the way back down and sat on the side of the road to flag them in so they didn't pass us, right? And I'm sitting at the overpass, like looking down, right? I'm sitting right over the top of the interstate. Well, I see the bikes coming. I can see them in the distance. They're coming. There's like 5 bikes coming. And I see Scott waving them in. So they all head up the off-ramp. Well, I can't really see the bikes because the chainmail fence is in the way. It's kind of like, it's kind of like obstructing my view to see him coming up the ramp. But I just saw this motorcycle come up the ramp, and at the head of the ramp, there's a concrete wall. And this fucking bike just comes flying up, probably doing like 50, 60 miles an hour, and runs headlong into that concrete wall. And the bike flips up in the air, does about 6 flips, lands on the other side of the concrete wall with a man who was flipping through the air on the other side of the concrete wall. Well, that man was Lou.
Holy shit.
And he's a big boy. And he was literally cartwheeling through the air. And I thought in my head was, who the fuck is this asshole that blew past my guys and, was going so fast that he couldn't make the turn? Like, who the fuck is this jerk off? Right? So I run back to help this guy, never thinking it's one of my crew. And I jump over the fucking thing, and there's, he's had a helmet on. He still had his helmet on, but I recognized the body. I've been friends with the guy forever. He's laying in oncoming traffic lane on the other side of the fucking median.
Shit.
The cars exiting the gas station to go back on he's laying in that lane, right? So I'm like, holy fuck, right? And he's just making these groaning, moaning noises or whatever. But long story short, ambulance comes, gets him, takes him to the hospital, never broke a bone.
What?
But he crushed his leg between the motorcycle and the concrete wall, so it got so infected. Like he spent 10 days, I think, right?
In Pennsylvania.
In Pennsylvania, and his leg blew up. Bro, his leg was like this big, and it was all blisters and nasty. But he spent 10 days there. They thought he had him in good shape, and they sent him home. You were home for, what, a week? Mm-hmm. And then he had to go back to the hospital, bro, because he had gangrene and rotting meat in his leg, and they had to cut it all out, bro. Bro, show him.
I saw.
Show him his leg, dude.
Show
him your leg now. Show the camera.
See it now.
The camera can see it.
This is years later, but it looks like a shark bit his leg, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that shit.
But we have to also say, I'm not that asshole that was driving 60 miles an hour and I lost control of my bike. I actually passed out.
Why do you think you passed out?
I don't know. Nobody can tell me.
We think it was a combination.
Were you tired? I mean, you're fucking...
It was freezing. I was miserable driving. I don't know why. It was definitely health related.
Yeah.
it was definitely health related. I weigh 250 pounds. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, I'm not saying I'm totally out of shape.
Did it hurt?
But I'm out
Did you
of shape.
remember it? Do you remember it happening?
I don't remember it happening.
No.
I remember it going off the exit. He says 50, 60 miles an hour, but I don't know. I remember nodding out. Oh fuck! And then I got up and I tried to correct, and then I just totally went night night.
Wow. Damn.
I don't remember anything after that.
Pain. Like when.
Oh, listen to this.
When you're in
bro.
the ambulance, you don't remember?
No, listen to this. Listen to this. We go to the hospital, right? We all try to follow the ambulance. The ambulance loses us, and we can't figure out what the hospital is. When we finally get there, they already have him in a room. They're already treating him. They got IVs in him and stuff. And I thought for sure he had broken ribs and broken bones. The way he hit, bro, was so nasty. Fucker never broke a bone. I still, he was like fucking Gumby. I still can't believe it. But we walk into his room. He's laying there with a bunch of nurses, wide awake, sitting there, and you can just see that his leg is mangled, like meat hanging off it, and shit was crushed. It was like swelled up huge and just ooze coming out of it and stuff. And the nurse walks in and says, "All right, Lou, we're gonna administer a pain med to you. I need to know what your pain level is on 1 to 10, 10 being the worst." He's like, "I don't know, maybe like 1. I don't know."
Were you not in pain?
No.
Really?
Like, no
Bro,
pain.
You just cartwheeled through the fucking air.
But was
and landed.
the leg that was swollen, even like the next coming days, it wasn't painful?
No, because I don't know what they did to me. I don't know.
They put like a nerve block in or something?
I don't know.
No, at that time, we were there 10 minutes after he got in the room. There's no way they had time to do anything. They put an IV in him. That was it. And they cut his pants off.
Have you ever been hurt? Maybe you're like a superhero. You don't even know it.
No, here's the best story. I got the best story about Lou. Has he ever been hurt? I've never seen him injured in the 20 years I've known him. I've never seen him even so much as pound his thumb with a hammer. I've never seen anything other than the motorcycle accident. But for a while, we owned a landscaping company together, right?
Oh.
We owned Cut It Out Landscaping, right? We did it for a couple years, and it just got too crazy. Cut it out.
Yeah. What was that from?
I don't know, but I couldn't. We couldn't do it because for a number of reasons. He owned a liquor store. I was a full-time employee, and so anyway, we ended up just selling it. But we did it for a couple years. Well, this guy got poison ivy on one job somewhere, and I swear to God, I thought he was gonna die. I've never seen a human being complain.
Poison ivy is horrible.
I've never seen a human being complain.
Maybe that's
more than
your like
my
superhero.
kryptonite.
Yeah, your
My
superhero
kryptonite.
weakness.
Yeah.
Did you see Unbreakable? Movie Unbreakable with Bruce Willis and Samuel L. Jackson. You ever saw it? Oh, dude, it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. It's great. So Bruce Willis gets on his and he's on a train. Right, there's a big train wreck. He's the only survivor. So this guy Samuel Jackson, who is in a wheelchair, he's looking for. This guy's in a wheelchair. He has brittle bones, right? So he thinks, why am I built like this? Why am I made like this? He's like, if I'm this, there has to be someone that's a counterpart. Mm-hmm. So he's been searching to find who is like this indestructible guy, and it ends up being Bruce Willis. But his kryptonite is water.
Really?
Yeah, his kryptonite. You gotta watch. It's a pretty good movie.
I gotta watch it.
His kryptonite's water. So anyway, you might be a fucking.
Fuck that! I'll never go into the
Bro,
woods.
he wouldn't go to work with me.
Go.
He wouldn't go to work with me
can't.
for like 2 weeks. He's like, bro, I can't leave. I can't go anywhere. I got poison ivy.
It's itchy and so it's. Yeah.
I remember.
He was having his wife like scrub him down in the shower at like 2 a.m. He's like, bro, I couldn't take it. I can't take it. I can't take it.
But I don't think I've gotten.
I got it.
Oh,
I got it the same time he got it, and my experience just wasn't as bad. He got it worse than I did, but
we went camping with the kids, all of us, and we were like on a hill that went down to like a little river, right? And we were going up and down it the whole like 3 days. The last day, I'm like, holy shit, this is fucking poison ivy. We were all washed off. Nobody got it.
Wow.
Nobody got it.
Now it was on a grassy hill because usually it's a vine that goes up a tree.
I don't know if it was a grove, even a grassy hill. It was like a woods. Like
okay.
Woods went down.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember being in 4-H camp as a kid, and somebody rubbed poison ivy all over someone at nighttime.
On purpose?
Yeah, I would be a dickhead.
Fuck.
Dude, this kid was like deathly ill, bro. Woke up with his eyes this big, closed. They had to rush him to the hospital. Fucked up.
Happy me.
Yeah, fucked up.
Yeah, Lou was fucked up from that for a while. And didn't ride for a while after that. We finally ended up fixing his bike.
You still ride now?
Same bike.
Yep.
Same bike?
Yep.
Yeah. 2014 GSXR 1000. Yep.
Listen to this. He wouldn't fix it for the longest time. He ordered all the parts and it was like half-assed kind of fixing it, and had all the parts to fix it. Like the forks were folding under, the front limb was destroyed, all the plastics were gone. But was dilly-dallying around, and we had a trip coming up. Like, this was years, probably for like 4 years. He didn't do anything with this bike. He just sat in a shop, right? So we had this trip coming up, this Lake George trip, and I wanted him to go, right? And I thought he was nervous of the bike, but he assured me he wasn't. He assured me that it had nothing to do with it. It was actually Meg, his wife, that was didn't want him on the bike, I think. So anyway, I ended up grabbing the bike, taking it to a buddy that does, a little bit of odds and ends shit, and he fixed it, got it all back together. Lou never even really test drove it. Really never. We loaded it onto a trailer. We went to Lake George, and we did an all-day ride. And on the way back, we were all starving, dying to get home. You hit what? 180?
190.
190.
On the bike?
Never even test drove it after the accident. Nothing. He was doing one. He went past us, bro, like we were standing still.
You're crazy.
Yeah, it had more too. I want to do more.
I think I went to 140 on my CBR, and that was
my bike wouldn't even do 190. I mean, his must have been to the limit to do 190. Mine will do like 172, 175.
great,
dude,
like Crazy. Well, 160 in a car once.
Did you? What car?
M5.
Was that on the track?
Parkway.
Atta boy.
Yeah. I had my bike out last couple weeks.
Did you really?
Yeah, I got a new battery for it.
Wow. Rode it where?
Seaside.
Did you?
I'm scared as fuck.
Really?
So scared.
Well, at least you admit it.
I am. I feel like I'm just like
other drivers?
Yeah. And you know what, dude? I had, I think the tire's supposed to have 40 pounds of pressure in it.
Yeah,
I had like 14 and 20.
Yeah.
Can't turn.
I'm going over the bridge.
It makes it turn a
I'm
lot
going over the
harder,
bridge,
bro.
dude. Yeah, I was like, what the hell?
Makes it turn a lot harder. In
Yeah.
turns, you feel it big time. You don't feel it so much. You do.
Well, I was
Straight
going over some
through.
bumps, and I was like, what the fuck? That's scary, man.
Yeah.
Dude, and I'm driving over. I get over the bridge. I'm like, I wanted to take like a breath, like and then holy shit, I just missed the pothole. I'm like, oh my god, dude! I think that pothole I would have wrecked. I think I would have.
That's there's remember the footage of the girl riding with her boyfriend? Wolfbite is her name. What's up, Wolfbite? She follows my Instagram, but chick right in front of Wawa on 37, headed into Seaside. Her boyfriend is wearing a camera, has a GoPro, either on the bike or on himself, and she hits a pothole on a Harley, bro, and wrecks out and eats shit so bad. It was it was on like Asbury Park Press. It was all over the place, but it was a huge pothole in 37.
There's nothing you can do about that.
No, not much.
I try to drive when I drive a bike. I try to be like, all right, this person's gonna be an idiot. I pretend like they're gonna be like idiots.
You know what it is around here? Old people.
Yeah.
Jersey is like the mecca
Yeah.
for retirement villages. It's old people.
Well, you know what? The reason I took it out is
Like
because
me.
during this that's why you moved here from Maine, settled down. But like this quarantine had less people on the road. That's why I took the bike out.
Yeah, definitely. That's not so much now. There's definitely more people.
yeah.
Even on Route 35 on Saturday was packed, bro.
Jammed,
Jammed. Yeah.
But I'm gonna get on the bike a little bit. Fuck it.
I got to get another one, man. I just did such a big backyard project, and it was a lot more money than I thought it would be. It's beautiful. Came out great. I'm happy I did it, but I sold my bike, not because I needed the money for the backyard project, although it helped, because I wanted a
You don't have any
Harley.
bike?
I have no bike right now.
What?
And we have a trip planned.
Yeah, in September, but I will get one. I'll
Yeah.
definitely get one. D. Leon's got like 6 bikes. He'll let me borrow one, but I want a specific bike. I want a customized road glider.
See, like I don't know if I'd want to go for a long ride on that breakout, man.
No, you put it in a trailer and you trailer it up there.
Okay,
That's what we do. Yeah.
Dude, because like I feel like even just driving that thing is gonna blow me off the thing.
Yeah.
My little ass. Like I feel like I'm gonna see my feet floating in the back.
Speaking of your little ass, you walk around. What do you walk around at right now? What do you?
Right now, I'm like 155.
155. That's that's your normal walk around weight.
Pretty much.
So you're cutting 20 pounds by July 7th, 11th.
Yep.
What's never been to 135? You think it's gonna
I've
be a
been to
problem?
135 since 18. Nah. I mean, I'm smaller than most guys get down 35. It's gonna suck for sure. I mean, cutting weight. Even when I went to 45, like it was easy. The last day sucked because it just sucks.
Right.
This might have like 3 days that suck. You know.
Suck, yeah. And how do you do it? How you start? You're dieting now.
I've been dieting. Yeah, I've been dieting. The UFC PI.
If you guys notice, we usually have a little toddy down here, and Franky is not drinking
just
one.
my H2 bro, baby.
Yeah.
Come on.
Oh, speaking of, since you're doing gratuitous plugs,
Let's go.
onwards and upwards, man. It's my saying. I have some signature T-shirts out.
Onwards and upwards. That's the sperm.
That's it.
Onwards and upwards.
So yeah,
We were winners. Everybody's a winner once in their life.
It's gonna be on my Instagram soon. But a portion of the proceeds go to the COVID-19 Emergency Responders Fund. So if you'd like one, check it out. It'll be on there soon.
Definitely dope shirts.
Thanks, buddy. You'll be wearing a Franky. Hey, what, you doing a new line of T-shirts for your fight?
Nah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. It's just tough, right? I just sold a bunch of shirts for the benefit need we feed. So we're rolling with that still.
Great organization. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I've been delivering meals for them.
That's awesome.
Every week.
On the breakout.
No, not on the breakout. Yeah, but it's it feels good to help. To go there, greet people with some meals. In these trying times.
We just jumped right over Lou being back. We talked about Lou and trampoline and started breaking her leg, but Lou actually hasn't been in here in 2 months.
Definitely no.
Did we touch on that?
2 months. A little bit.
So anyway, I thought we touched on it before we started filming, but hasn't been in here in like 2 months because of obviously COVID-19 and social distancing. But now we're up to 25 people can gather now.
Yeah.
Murphy changed it, so
25.
25 outside, 10 inside.
10 inside.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, I was outside all weekend, so that's one of my major concern. But yeah,
25 is good. And now professional sports athletes are allowed to go to work.
Yeah.
So
you can train, buddy.
Free and clear, baby.
There you go.
Free and clear. Which I was training anyway.
Walk us through. Because you're never out of the gym. So what your normal regiment would be to compare to how much you ramp it up now?
I just don't miss. I don't miss now. Like, say I had a fight, I would, take, I wouldn't train twice a day every day. I'd maybe take a weekend off. Now I'm, 2 days a week, 6 days a week.
Okay.
You don't miss nothing.
And you focusing on anything in particular? Striking?
Everything. This guy's good. This guy's, his heavy hands. He has really good jiu-jitsu. So I got to be able to cover all bases.
Knocked out Cody. So
it was a close fight. Cody had him rocked. They were kind of trading, and he got the better end of it at that point. But Cody was looking really good. I just watched the Aljamain fight. He lost to Aljamain in a pretty good fight, man. So he's tough, dude. He's good.
That's funny. So he did lose to Aljamain. I didn't know that.
Yes.
The two guys that are calling you out are this guy and Aljamain was calling you out as well, right?
Yeah,
so Aljamain's got a win over him. Okay.
But I believe Aljamain is fighting Corey Sander.
Okay.
Sandhager.
All right.
Yeah.
The Aljamain fight against
Marlon
was a good one. Marlon looked really good in that fight.
Man, that switch kick.
Yeah.
Him with the knee.
Looked so good, dude.
Yeah.
Looked so good.
Yeah, this guy. But this guy is, he's tough, man. They're all tough at this point. I mean, I haven't fought someone that hasn't been tough in a very long time. So.
And he's a humble guy too.
He seems like a good guy.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to have pizza with him or nothing.
No, you don't.
not until after. We can have pizza after. All right, we can have pizza after. Yeah. But I'm excited, man, and I think my fight is on Fight Island. I think.
Oh yeah, that was the other thing we were talking about. So, do you have any info on Fight Island?
I do not.
Where the fuck is Fight Island?
Okay, again,
I think you get a real deal on Fire Island right now.
Yeah.
Not Fire, Fry Island.
Fire Island.
No, Fire's off New York. Fry Island is the documentary that was made with that.
I thought it was Fire. It's pronounced Fire.
Is that
right?
Fry?
I thought it was pronounced Fire.
Look it up.
I think it's Fire. Fire.
Is it Fire? Well, Fire Island. There is a Fire Island off New York, which is a very popular destination. But I thought the documentary where everything, went tits up. I thought that was Fry Island, but I could be wrong. But my joke, anyway, guys, was that they get a good deal on Fire Island.
It might be. I wonder if it is. No, it's supposedly Epstein Island or Fuck Island.
No.
That's the rumor.
No.
Yes. That's
Really?
Yeah, U.S. Virgin Islands.
Holy shit! Wow.
Pretty crazy, right?
Are we going?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know if my wife can come.
Really?
Or even other teammates can come. Just my corner. I gotta.
Bill Clinton will be there.
Good old Bill.
Tom Hanks will be there.
Tom, Castaway.
Yeah.
No. No, I don't. Come on, Tom Hanks, bro. It's fucking Forrest Gump, man.
You still go on his Instagram right now, and everybody's like,
No,
"Die,
you know what? He's
die,
smart.
you
You know what he
motherfucker!"
did? He turned off the comments.
Yeah.
Smart, man.
Yeah. You told me not to do that.
No. Well, I mean, listen. People started.
You said, "Fuck them." That's what you said. Fuck them. Leave it on.
That's true. Well, listen, just don't be, you're getting those accusations thrown at you.
If you go back far enough though to where comments were enabled and you read them, holy shit, the amount of hate.
Man.
People are subscribing
but
to
it's
that
just,
shit.
dude. How many of those people on all those comments would actually say that to his fucking face?
0.
Exactly.
I can tell you that from experience.
Exactly. So, I mean, the we talked about it. I can't. It's so hard to believe something that crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
but people do.
People definitely do.
People will buy anything.
How nuts would it be if it was true? Like, how would you feel?
How nuts would it be? It would be extremely, extremely nuts. It would rock America. But that's it's so far fetched. My feeling is it'll never be proven true ever. But there still will be a large percentage of people that.
But
think
what
it
about
happened.
the Epstein stuff? Do you even believe that's true?
Do I believe that Epstein was a pedophile? And yes,
like
I do.
his wasn't his. I believe his private jet was called the Lolita Express.
Yeah. Do I believe he was a pedophile? Sure. Yeah. I think it's. There's enough proof there to prove that.
Do you think he brought people over there to take part in his pedophilia?
People, probably. Do I think it was Bill Clinton and Tom Hanks? Probably not.
Uh-huh. But now Bill Clinton was on his plane like 26 times.
I know. And I believe that happened. It's documented. Like, you can prove it. But do you think that Bill Clinton took part in pedophile acts?
I didn't touch that woman.
Yeah,
I can't.
yeah.
I can't do that. Can you do a Bill Clinton?
No.
Can you do any impression?
None.
None. I could do Roger.
Yeah.
I'm real smart.
That was horrible.
That was
fucking horrible. All right, so
it was bad.
Yeah, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. There's a conspiracy. As soon as any major event happens, conspiracy theorists come out within an hour. Like 9/11. Do you think that was the government scam to? We talked about this one other time. Do you read the comments? Roger, you're an idiot. You look up Building 7 and what. I mean, okay, so America is turning on itself now, and we're killing our civilians.
No, I don't think that. I mean, I think we knew about it and it slipped through this, the wire or something, or slipped through the.
You think we knew that it was going to happen, or we had
intel and we didn't do anything about it?
Some sort of intel that these were bad guys, or you think we knew the plot was to take...
Well, maybe, but I'm saying though, how many threats do you get? Like, how do you know which one is real and which one is not?
I don't think it was a threat.
Because didn't they say also
a threat
about
can be assessed?
Then they also said about Pearl
This
Harbor.
was highly hidden.
They knew Pearl Harbor was going to happen, and they just kind of let it happen. That's another conspiracy
I never
theory.
heard that.
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Well, I mean, that got us in the war, right? That got us. Think about it. If we didn't come into World War II, this might be a Germany world.
Yeah, well, that's true.
You know?
Well, no, it was really the Russians that fucked up
Germany.
Really,
when
he tried to invade
Japan,
Russia,
at least. Yeah.
When Hitler tried to invade Russia, and the Russians
St.
said,
Petersburg can't do it, man.
Yeah, the Russians.
They think that any army that
especially
ever tried
then in that era, they were extremely.
Well, not that they said just the winter they couldn't handle the winter.
Exactly that too. Yeah, but
any army that tried to go there,
it's the Allied forces that really took him out. Well, not him personally. He committed suicide.
Supposedly.
Well, yeah. Again, supposedly. But there's a million conspiracy theories about him.
He's
in
Argentina.
Gay,
he's in Argentina.
It was all kinds.
They say he definitely did like crystal meth or something, like whatever they had that was similar to that. You ever see his speeches? Like for 50 minutes, at level fucking 15. You're like, holy shit, he's on something.
Do that again.
That was it. That was
good.
Bro, I watched Jojo Rabbit last night.
Yeah,
it's kind of funny.
I have no idea what Jojo Rabbit is.
It's about like the Nazi times.
Oh,
like a kid is infatuated with Nazis. It's like comedy, His imaginary friend is Hitler.
Yeah, that's of all the subject matter to make a comedy about. That's not the greatest.
But no, it's his imaginary friend is Hitler, and he's like he wants to be a Nazi. That's all he wants to do. His dad's supposedly at war. His mom though knows that he's like this, but his mom is actually like helping the resistance. Like she's against the Nazis, and there's actually she's hiding a Jewish girl in their house.
What was the one with Brad Pitt? It had some good humor in it, where Brad Pitt.
Inglourious Basterds.
Inglourious Basterds. There was some good humor in that.
Tarantino.
Yes, it was. Yeah. There was some good humor in that one as well.
But the Jojo Rabbit, it was a little long.
Jojo Rabbit.
It was cute. It was kind of cute. Little kid movie. Not
Sounds
really,
like something I used last night on Meg, the Jojo Rabbit.
You watched that with your kids?
No. Oh. No, I watched with my wife.
I was going to say, I can't imagine.
It's like PG-13, though.
I'll check it out. Jojo Rabbit. Netflix?
It's all right. I don't know. I mean, someone recommended to me. We were just on the topic of Hitler, so.
Yeah, all right.
Went with him.
Way to backpedal.
I'm just saying I don't want you to waste the fucking and be like, damn, I can't believe I watched this fucking movie. Because I kind of did that to Marky last night a little bit.
Oh, all right.
Nah, it was all right.
And he watched it?
Yeah, he said it was funny and great. So I was like, all right, I just take his word for it too.
Gotcha.
What? And then what else did we watch? We watched The Gentleman. You see that?
I have not.
That's not bad. It's Guy Ritchie. You know Guy Ritchie?
Yeah.
It's his
Madonna's
movie.
ex, yeah.
Yeah. He's Snatch. It's
Yep.
2 smoking barrels or whatever.
Yep.
Sherlock.
Yeah.
This movie was pretty good. Gentleman.
Seen any of those, Lou?
Negative.
Watched anything?
Do you watch
good?
movies?
I don't really watch TV.
You don't watch TV at all?
No.
What do you do?
I mean, we watch some stuff, some Netflix documentaries and stuff like that.
So you do watch TV?
You know what Lou does with most of his free time? Edits
Edits the
Champ and
podcast.
Yeah, I think let's not talk about TV then. Yeah, no, we've been like me and my wife used to watch movies all the time, you know, and then
Yeah.
you have kids
Go
and
to
all
the
that
movies,
stuff.
yeah.
Well, even just watch them at home.
You know what I used to do all the time, especially when I first moved to Jersey 24 years ago? Blockbuster. It ain't even there anymore, bro.
No,
I
but
used to
that's
go to,
what we do. You
was-
go to on demand or
right. Can you imagine though what Blockbuster stocks must have been worth in their heyday
man.
compared
yeah.
to the day they closed their last doors? I mean,
Didn't they do the mail stuff? Like they tried doing the mail ones.
Yeah.
and then it was
I think they did, yeah. And then Redbox.
they should have translated. Yeah, Redbox still around now.
Yeah, it's still around.
'Cause
Yeah.
I guess it's for people that don't have internet.
I guess. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, Blockbuster was huge. There was a Blockbuster on every street, man. Every fucking busy major road there was a Blockbuster.
Dude, I remember like honestly going to the movies with my old man, like going to like the movie store. But if it wasn't a Blockbuster or whatever, and you're always like picking out the movies, and there's always the two wooden like
You're always trying to look through it.
the wooden saloon doors.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
walking
yeah.
by. Whoop, whoop.
There was in the tiny
How
town.
crazy is that though, right?
Yeah.
You had to go fucking in the middle of like say you wanted to get a porn, you had to do it in front of everybody.
Yeah. Imagine. Well, that's how what's his name got busted. Pee Wee Herman.
Well, he was in a rated X movie theater.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's what I thought. That's what you were talking about.
No,
Like,
I'm saying
who
no.
would
You go
to
to
a movie theater.
No, I
and
know,
watch
but
a
I'm saying
porno?
even to rent the porno, you got to go to a store
yeah, I
and
see
you
what
got to
you're
do it. You got to bring the box up.
No.
You know?
No, now it's just porn. Like in Jersey, it's just.
You're just a porn
just
store.
a porn
Yeah.
store. You don't go.
Yeah.
They don't Blockbuster. Never
I know,
went to
but
that.
no, but Blockbuster.
You're around a bunch
no.
of other fucking perverts, bro. You're not around normal people.
No. Back in the day, it was a movie store, and there was always an X-rated section.
That's true.
In
When
movie
I grew up
stores,
in Maine, there was.
they had like
yeah.
saloon doors always, or like beads.
That is true.
Always.
That is true. Yeah.
Beads,
Back in the
right?
Day, yeah.
You know, you hear the beads go. You hear the
Yeah. And then you look, see who's coming out.
some fucking creepy looking dude.
Yeah. Like Roger. They've made porn so easily accessible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like everybody's sex life has turned up a notch.
You think it's gotten better?
Yeah, because porn is so accessible now.
Well,
Who
gives
doesn't
you,
watch
gives you good
porn?
ideas, like good positions.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
holy fuck, I'm gonna try that. You know, because we all get a little bored over time, right?
Upside down and backwards.
Yeah. There you go. You just named your own move, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can get on the internet now and log on to a million different free porn sites. And
What's your go-to?
Xvideos.com is a really good one, and Pornhub is obviously the other really good one. But yeah, you get some. I mean, they categorize everything for you.
Oh yeah.
You can search it by length,
Blue
and
eyes.
time, and yeah.
Blonde hair.
Punishment.
It's not so much blue eyes; it's more act. You know, like double penetration, anal, or
Wow.
sodomy, or whatever you're into. Cuckolding. You into cuckolding?
What's cuckolding?
You know.
Oh no, it is a cuckold. That's when you like.
You look like a cuckold.
Yeah. I'll show you a cuckold, motherfucker.
He does, doesn't he? Look like.
Yeah. I know what a cuckold is. I'll show you a cuckold.
What is a cuckold, Frankie?
Someone lets someone fuck his wife.
Right, and then
Yeah.
usually goes down on her after.
Oh
Usually.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the whole
Yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Really? No,
yeah,
my
yeah,
God.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's cuckolding. Yeah.
You cuck? It looks like the new word. You
Cuck.
fucking
Yeah, you
cuck.
fucking cuck.
Yeah. No cuckolding over here.
All right, Lou, you can go home. Oh God, this took a turn for the
It
worse.
did take a turn for the worse. I'm hearing your fucking special porn.
Achoo!
Special porn sites. Yeah. He's getting fucking. He's getting a little.
Horny.
Getting a little turned on over there, Raj.
Did you Totally off subject. Did you get your car detailed? Looks fucking extra crisp today.
The caddy?
Yeah, the 9,000 horsepower.
I washed it.
Oh, that's it?
I washed it. Not
'Cause,
I need to get my bike detailed. Who does that?
Todd, actually, Frazier just hit me up. He's like, yo, Black Diamond does a great job because my guy, I forgot the name. I just know his name, Jeff. I forgot the name of his company. And I'm like, Todd, what are you talking about? He's like, dude, I just got my car done. And
He
he's
does
like,
bikes too, like motorcycles?
I'm sure he will, yeah.
I need like my chrome all like buffed out.
Yep.
I'll do that.
What you need to do is take the money that you're going to spend on getting your chrome all buffed out and go get it powder coated black.
What, the chrome?
Yeah.
Yeah?
You like chrome? I hate chrome.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, I did everything chrome.
Really?
I didn't know.
I'm not a chrome guy.
I did
Chrome don't get you home.
Chrome. I do everything. The wheels, everything. Make
You
it just
chrome
like
guy?
murder it out. I can murder it out like
I think
that.
on a bike, some chrome's okay, but yeah, I do.
Maybe
like,
a little bit
I do
on the
like-
motor, but I'm all about black and powder coat.
I think the point of a
Mad
bike
it
is to
out.
be seen. You murder his bike out, and Frankie's gonna.
I murder myself.
You think? No, I don't think that has anything to do with it. You think so?
And you know, like I when I got it, I won it, and I could get certain amount of money I could spend. So I got all the add-ons and shit.
Oh, it's a
I got
dope bike, bro.
I got a screaming
Listen,
eagle, but I got a
I don't
screaming
think it-
eagle muffler and or a pipe, and it don't sound like that loud. I feel like
Yeah, what's the good one that everybody puts on there? Reinhardt, I think is the good one.
someone told me take the
Baffles out?
waffles out. Yeah,
The baffles, yeah,
baffles.
yeah,
The
Speaking
waffles.
But I couldn't
speaking,
get-
listen, we were just talking about porn, and we're talking about waffles now. Have either one of you guys seen Blue Waffle?
No,
Google it right now.
No.
Google Blue Waffle.
blue waffle.
Blue Waffle.
Here we go.
We see what we did there. We took porn and we took waffles. We got Blue Waffle.
Blue waffle. There's like 2 girls, 1 cup.
No, just Google it, bud.
Oh, my
images,
God.
images. Blue Waffle, images.
I got blue waffle disease.
No, images. Just go to images.
Blue waffle. Images.
The fuck is that?
What? What is it?
That's it.
Oh,
there you
dude,
go. There you
dude,
go.
what? Stop
I saw it. I saw it.
Stop, bro.
That's the Blue Waffle, bud.
Oh my God! What is that?
Is that a
the
vagina? What is
Yes.
that?
Oh, stop!
It's a blue
It's your
vagina.
knee. It's your knee. That's your knee. That's what your knee looked like.
Oh my god, that is disgusting.
Yeah.
What the fuck does blue waffle mean, though? It's a
I don't,
disease?
bro, that's old. That's like 5 years old. That was a
Oh, and
big
it can
thing.
be
Google
anywhere.
Blue Waffle.
Just the picture I got was lips, some roast beef with waffle.
Yeah, blue. Can you imagine?
dude, that's-
yeah.
Yeah,
I can't. That's
disgusting.
I'm gonna edit that out.
Please don't Google that,
Yeah.
kids.
Kids, no kids listen to us.
Your kids might. Your random, not your young kids, but like your illegitimate
See what
kids
he
that are out
did? He
there.
tried to slide in a joke and it went totally bad on
They
it.
go
It went
bad.
totally
They
bad.
go
on it.
bad.
He was talking about a 4 and a 5-year-old, and he realized he had a fucking backpedal. He was like,
I meant not your real, like your illegitimate kids out there.
I saw the backpedal happening.
Do you think he has some of those?
I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I really don't think I do. I honestly don't.
I don't think so.
I know people that it's happened to. My buddy Phil, my good friend back in Maine, Phil, was like, well, you got to call. Well, it's kind of a fucked up story. Phil, I won't say your last name, buddy, but when I was hanging out with him before I moved to Jersey, and I remember, too, he hooked up with this girl, and, you know, it was like a one-nighter, whatever, and, like, I'm guessing at ages here, but like 5-6 years went by, and he got a phone call. He was married at the time and had a child, had a son, and got a phone call from a girl that he had a one-night stand with that said, hey, listen, I'm struggling, having a tough time. I'm shipping your 5-year-old daughter or whatever up from North Carolina to you. And to this day, she still lives with him, and they have the best relationship ever.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool. It
Yeah.
works out like
Yeah.
that. Usually doesn't always work out that way.
And the crazy part is she went to the other team. She was a lesbian. So she was living with a girl, and they were, you know, fell on some tough times or whatever, and shipped their daughter up to him, and I think they got her at the airport, and she's been with him ever since, and is doing great, doing amazing, and they have a great relationship. So yeah,
Better life. Good.
Yep.
What would you do if you got that call?
I believe I would walk in the same footsteps. I'd try my very best to do the same thing. You never know how damaged that child's going to be, though, when you get them. You know, that's the scary thing with adoption. When you adopt, depending on what age you adopt, you know, there's a lot of damage there. Typically, a lot of.
Did you ever see that one movie where they did adopt this is a true story, actually. But they adopt a person from Romania,
Mhm.
who's supposedly, a 12-year-old girl, but she's really like fucking 28.
Really? Wait,
Yeah.
she shows up.
She shows up and she acts as if she's like a 10 or 12-year-old girl.
Wow.
But she's really 28 years old.
I would think there would be such a line of paperwork with it, but who knows? A lot of those foreign countries.
This guy, he wants proof.
Well,
Yeah.
He wants
no,
proof.
Little League.
Well, I was thinking.
Little League. They got the Team Mexico has got like 32-year-olds pitching. So.
No, but the movie. What was the movie? It was
Let me get that for you.
Come on, look up the movie.
I got a story about
Skarsgård.
Blue Waffle Kid.
Skarsgård's in it.
Skarsgård.
You know what I'm talking about?
Great actor, yeah.
Yeah.
Skarsgård. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
No, I have no fucking
They're like
idea.
there's like the brothers. There's two of them, and their dad too.
No, drawing a blank. Speaking of adoption, though, my sister reminded me of a story because she was listening to the podcast. My sister just drove to Maine and then back to Michigan, so she was on the road for like 30 hours or something. She was listening to the podcast, and she heard your story about Franky and being in the hospital and all that, and she said, "I'm surprised you didn't talk about the girl. I'm not going to say her name. I don't even think she's here anymore, but that lived with us for a couple months. We were a foster family growing up, and I think our family fostered like handful of kids, maybe like 5-6 kids. One, my brother, I still call him my brother this day. He overdosed about a little over a year ago, and was no longer with us. But he lived with us from the time he was 9 till he was like 19.
Oh wow!
So yeah, he lived with us a long time. But we were always a foster family. We didn't adopt. We were foster families. It was like a long-term thing. Or if they reconcile with their family, they would go back with their family. Joe's case wasn't like that. His mother was murdered. It was a drug deal.
Shit.
Yeah, he was from Boston. I love Joe to death, but Joe is no longer here. He overdosed, like I said, about a year and a half ago. But anyway, the story wasn't about Joe, but another girl that lived with us. We fostered for a few months, I think, and I believe she was the first foster child that lived with us. Well, she was quite young, teenager, about the same age as my sister and I, and she reconciled with her family and went back. Well, years and years later, she was a teenager at that time. Years and years later, I was living in New Jersey, and this made national news. A girl who I didn't know at the time, I saw the story, I think, but somebody said, that was a girl that used to live with you. You know what I mean? I think my sister or my dad recognized the name. This girl had 2 or 3 children, and 2 of them were born with HIV. And she refused to give, I believe it was the second child, medication for HIV, and it was a huge case. They were essentially saying, she doesn't have the right to do that. They were trying to force her to give, and she was citing, I think, religious exemption. Whether it was a legitimate thing or her excuse or whatever. But and it made national news. It actually went in front of a federal, court and everything. And I'd be lying if I said I knew the outcome. And I don't know if any of them are still here today. This was many, many years ago. But
you should research it because it would be a lot better story if you had the outcome.
Yeah, well, I just thought of it now, pal. But I will. I'll research it. We'll talk about it next time.
That'd be interesting to know what happened.
I don't know if I'm gonna get. I don't know her. I know her first name. I could say her first name now, but I don't know her last name, so I don't know how that I would find that. But it's national news. I could probably find it. It was way back then, 20 years ago.
So she was born. She had 2 kids.
Yeah,
she had
it. Yep, and then she had. I know it was 2 boys, but I believe she had another child as well. Again, this is far removed from living with us, and would not give one of the children.
Just one of them.
If I remember the story right, I think this is how my sister reiterated to me. I could have it wrong. The first child had some pretty severe adverse effects to the drug, and she didn't want to do it to the second child. I think, if I have that correct. I might have that wrong.
Wow. That is wild.
Yep.
Now, how old was she when she lived with you?
Teenager, same age as me and my sister. But my sister's 19 months older than me, and she stayed in my sister's room with my sister, and my sister and her got along. There was no, I remember her eating dinner with us. I remember, again, it was only a couple months. Joe, I remember like he's my brother.
Oh yeah,
he
10
lived
years.
He lived with us for a decade. Like I love Joe.
So how long typically would the people stay with you?
Joe was the longest. There was another girl, Vicky was her name, that stayed with us for a couple years. Joe was by far the longest, and then there was some that would be in and out, and we may have had like 5 or 6 total.
You keep in touch with any of them?
Well, Joe and I talk
yeah.
all the time, but he's not here anymore. No, I haven't. Vicky, I didn't talk to, and the other girl, obviously, I don't know her outcome. I just know that story.
Yeah.
But again, we were young. We started when Joe came with us. He was like 9 years old, so I was probably around 9 years old.
Oh wow.
So yeah, yep.
That's cool. That's nice. Your parents.
Yeah. My mom always said it was because they wanted to show us that. It's crazy to think about it now because I live in Jersey. There's a lot of money in Jersey. I see how kids are raised and stuff. I grew up in a tiny, tiny town in Maine, and my dad paid $12,000 for the first house we ever lived in, right? And he fixed it up, made it into a nice house, but it was a $12,000 house. And I remember my mom explaining to my sister and I that we were going to bring other children in so that we realized that not everybody has it as good as us.
Right.
And I can remember even back then thinking, fuck, man. I don't even think we have it that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but then you see people like that.
I felt like saying like what, but she was right.
Yeah,
they had it worse. They did. Joe's mother was murdered. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn.
And body wasn't found for a few weeks in like a rundown, burned out crack house. It was in Boston. Yeah. He was the nicest kid, man. Would give you the shirt off his back, bro.
And where did he live?
When he turned 18, he's technically an adult, and it wasn't long after that he went out on his own, and he moved to Boston for a little bit. And the best way I can describe Joe, he literally had the biggest heart. You would have met him at my wedding. He was at my wedding. You guys would have met him. He wasn't in my wedding because he didn't even know if he was going to make it to like the last minute, but he was a follower. He was never really a leader, but he had the biggest heart and would do anything for anybody. And he moved back to Massachusetts shortly after he left our house, when he was an adult, when he basically timed out of the system, and spent a few years in Boston and got into a bunch of trouble, got into hanging out with the wrong crowd and got into a bunch of trouble, and then came back to Maine, met a girl, had a child together. She already had a child, which he essentially adopted. I don't know if he legally adopted, but and they had a child, and then they kind of became enablers to each other with drugs. He would do great for like a year, and they would fall off the wagon. And I always knew when Joe was doing good because he called me all the time when he was doing good. When he wasn't doing good,
right.
My sister always said he's embarrassed to call you because he's not doing good. He doesn't want to call you. You know what I mean? So I knew when he wasn't doing good because I wouldn't hear from him. And I was living in Jersey, he was living in Maine, and then I got the call that
it passed. Gets you.
Yep. So. Heroin, man. Horrible, horrible thing.
Yeah, it is.
Horrible thing.
Especially nowadays because of the fentanyl.
Yep. You don't know what you're taking.
Honestly,
Russian roulette.
you probably could take heroin your whole career, your life. People, you could be a lifelong heroin addict and almost be functioning and have a life and a job and all this. If you know you're getting good heroin, that any heroin's good. I'm sure it's not good for your health, and I'm sure it could have detrimental, outcome and stuff like that. But I mean, you could
clean
but
heroin.
You could,
yeah.
but not with fentanyl around.
Right, I agree. Yep.
Yeah.
Game changer. And that comes from China, right?
I heard. Yeah, I heard.
Fentanyl.
China.
Do a damn good Trump, buddy.
China.
No.
So does the fucking Wuhan flu.
All. No, not at all. Comes from China.
I guess on that note.
Are you kicking us out, bud?
Hey, I mean, your drink's done. Your drink's done.
Lou's ready to get the cuckolding started. So
listen, he's gonna cuckold. He's gonna put it. I don't even know what to say.
All right. Well, Lou, it was a pleasure to have you back, buddy. You're gonna be back on the red going now, right?
Not behind the mic.
Well, all right. You can sit wherever you want now, but you're gonna be back and producing, and
yes,
we got a 10. We got a 10-person limit now, so we can have guests in and.
We're good to go. We're going to get some peoples and keep it rolling.
Real quick before we end this, we've talked nonstop, incessantly on our view of COVID-19 and what's going on. Let's get your take on it real quick. What do you make of the pandemic, state of affairs in New Jersey, Governor Murphy's view of it, and then put it on a broader spectrum worldwide in the United States? What is your take on COVID-19 and how it relates to Americans and people all over the world?
What's my take? It's real. I do believe it's real. Almost 100,000 deaths, right?
Yeah.
But is it? Is it?
It was supposed to be. You got to remember. I'm not trying to influence your opinion. They predicted 2.2 million. I think when this thing
half
started.
the population and some stuff. Yeah, I'm over it. I mean, I don't know how to describe it. It's
For yourself, your personal self, you're over it. Are you over it as a family, as a group? Would you go to a restaurant right now if a restaurant was open and sit shoulder to shoulder, or just like you used to with people around you? Would that bother you?
I don't think it would bother me.
It wouldn't bother me a damn bit.
No, it wouldn't bother me. It's as long as other people are safe.
Right.
Like if it bothers them, they shouldn't be there.
No, I agree.
If they're high risk or
totally,
that.
but that's their choice to walk through that door.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
What
for
about
me,
do you want to be there? Like, what about like masks indoors? I'll wear them because they have to right now, and I guess it's the right thing to do. But like, how long are we gonna have to do that?
I only wear them where I absolutely have to, and I rip them off immediately when I walk out.
Right.
Because it
That's
does
what I mean.
nothing.
How long
it's
are they
doing
gonna-
nothing.
I know. How long are they gonna make us do that?
I think,
And then eventually, it's gonna be a point where like, I ain't fucking doing this no more.
Well, I
right?
think-
People are gonna start saying that.
I don't know about that. I think there's going to be a lot of things that are mandatory masks just because.
Well, did you guys see in the news? You know the show Ozark, right? I watched it. Really good show. Lake of the Ozarks. It made national news because they had their grand opening Memorial Day weekend, and if you see the videos, if you Google it,
it's crazy.
it is people just packed
like
side by side, and they're saying young people don't have the fear, and I don't think young people should have the fear.
No, dude, they said like under 25, it's like 0.000008.
Exactly.
Now,
if some 80-year-old guy with a heart condition and diabetes wants to jump in the middle of that pool, he's not educated. He's not. You know what I mean? So
trying to get some pussy.
Yeah, well, maybe that's how he wants to go out. But I don't know. I think a lot of it is obviously political, and I think a lot of it is people don't want to, governors in a lot of states don't want to take a back step and look bad for what they've done and what they've put in place. If you start backing up now and say, all right, everything open, and numbers start going down, it's what is happening in Florida, North Carolina, a lot of these states.
Georgia, numbers have not gone up.
Numbers are plummeting. I don't want to say plummeting, going down.
Yeah. But, Governor Murphy, I don't really care how he's handling all this, but he is opening shit little by little. He is.
Okay.
So at least we're moving in that direction.
I agree, but little by little, very little by little.
Well, yeah, he's allowing. Yeah, what else did he do?
The 25.
Kids are gonna get to graduate in July. It's kind of cool.
Kids are gonna get to graduate as a live graduation.
They're gonna get to graduate in July, outdoor graduations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's a step in the right direction. I'll give you that. Yeah.
Professional sports teams come back, and professional athletes allowed to go back to training.
I think a lot of damage is done though. I see some bankruptcies. Hertz, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Hertz is going out of business now.
J.C. Penney.
I think
they're probably going anyway. But
didn't somebody? yeah. Didn't somebody?
Who else? No, I seen someone else.
Someone just told me today. Actually, a UPS driver. My UPS driver. I get along with him real well. Nice guy. Told me that Murphy owns a soccer team. Is that true?
Really?
And he's been allowing them to practice. I don't know if that's true or not.
I don't
Google
know.
that shit.
He's got money though, no?
Yeah, tons.
From money. He's from money, or is he self-made?
I highly doubt he's self-made, but maybe. I don't know. Talks about his mom a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, about how he can't see his mom and stuff. He brings it back to a personal perspective a lot, and
He was on the boardwalk.
Any accuracy to that? We went to the boardwalk tonight to get cotton candy. I sat in the car. I didn't even get out because I can't stand cotton candy. But Danielle ran up and everything was closed. There's people walking around.
No cotton candy?
No, it was closed. Coors was closed. Pretty much everything was closed. Not everything, but rides or.
The Piscataway-based team, Sky Blue FC, is a women's club that Murphy, a big soccer fan, purchased in part to show his daughter that the game is not just a
fucking
men's
UPS
sport.
guy coming through with some knowledge.
Wow.
How long have they been able to train for?
They are under scrutiny.
Yeah, see?
Phil, what are we going to do with you?
So not a conspiracy story.
So what? Then no one else can, but he can?
That's my UPS guy was telling me that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, we are opening little by little, at least. At least. I mean, if he didn't do at least this, people would start bugging.
I was going to say, to me, it sounds like you're giving him credit. I'm not giving him credit. I think
I'm just saying,
dragging the anchor incredibly slow.
Yeah, I agree.
The damage is done.
I
know, but
people are getting better. The numbers are going down. Why is everything still closed?
54 deaths yesterday.
Yeah, 54 deaths. What was the worst? Well, the worst number in a day was
Like
I forget-
500, 600?
I was going to say 600 something, yeah. So-
Well, we
and-
got to do it.
And if it's
soon.
54, how many of those were in a horrible car crash and they stamped him
Yeah,
with
I
COVID-19, you know?
I know. That's the problem.
That's what they
Oh,
say.
I heard Saturday, state trooper shot a guy on the side of the parkway. Not much out for information yet, but down near Bass River, I guess it was, down by your way, below you. State trooper shot a guy on the side of the road. I know people personally that drove by and saw I mean, I think it was in a body bag or covered at least, but drove by and saw it.
Where's Bass River?
Bass River is south of Tuckerton on the parkway, New Gretna area.
So why? For you know?
I didn't get any.
details?
The guy that told me saw the body on the side of the road and said
Is this
that.
the UPS guy?
No, I'm a trucker, motherfucker. I know a lot of people in the industry.
3 days ago,
Yeah, Saturday, right?
New Jersey state trooper shoots, kills suspect on Garden State Parkway.
Wow.
Not much info though about why, right?
Nothing.
Male civilian was shot, sustained fatal injuries. Investigation is being conducted by the. Yeah, no information.
Yeah, it's the same thing that I got.
Investigation is ongoing.
Yep. So, BB.
So then you got some homework for us, Raj.
Yeah, I'll.
You tell us about.
When we coming back? What's our next? What's our next podcast day?
I don't know. Maybe Thursday.
We're gonna do it before the UFC fights.
Oh, we'll see. We'll talk.
All right.
We'll
All
talk.
right. I feel like Franky's training hard now. I gotta lock him into some dates here. So
We're good.
Champ and the Tramp will fade away to nothing.
It will not. It will not.
All right, buddy. All right.
Onwards and upwards,
Yes.
motherfuckers.
Limited edition.
Let's go.
All right. Peace.